Now 3.16 Java Special Operators. So far, out of 8 categories, I introduced the features and functionalities of 7 groups of operators, 7 categories of operators. They are arithmetic operators, relational operators, logical operators, unary increment and decrement operators, assignment operators, conditional operators, and bitwise operators. This is the 8th category. Java supports some unique operators. These are not covered by the above 7 categories. That's why in this topic we discuss the features and functionalities of the operators. These are 5. One is new, second one is square brackets, third one is instance of. In the beginning I told you one thing, all operators except these two are in the form of symbols, but the two Java operators are in the form of words. That you have to remember that. And dot operator, period operator, and typecasting operator. In the next concept, what is typecasting we will learn. Actually, type we don't write. Actual type we write, like int, float, and all that we write. Okay. Actually, this is nothing but a parenthesis. Within the parenthesis, we write the type required and all that. Now, I explain the features of these 5 categories of operators. The first one, this is new. This is very important operator, core operator in object orientation, because in for creating objects and creating arrays and all that, we must use this operator. So, with a reference to a simple example, if I explain, then you can better understand. This is the room example. A room. This is the object reference variable I declared, and this is new, and this is constructor. Constructor I have given providing values. Okay. Already in the first chapter and many times I explained this concept. Here contextually I want to explain. So 15, 12, 10. Always whenever you are studying this one, object oriented concept, this figure should present in your brain. Understand? Because this is different from ordinary variables. That's why this figure is registered in your brain and all that. You never have any doubts on this concept. Now this is an object and this is a room type. Okay. As a result of this thing, actually this is formed. You imagine this like this. This is object reference. This is the real object. This is created on heap. What is the limitation of heap? We cannot give names. And this is stack. On stack memory, we can give names. Okay, this is like a kite. The chapter 1 I explained and all that. You must have that knowledge. Don't skip. Don't be too smart in study and all that. So, if you leave especially in object oriented studies, if you skip one concept, that's all. It is delinking. One chain will become 2 chains. That's why don't ignore any concept and don't study precisely. Understand? So, if you are studying precisely means at the cost of the concept you are doing that. Always you remember that. If you want to achieve mastery over the subject, and if you are treating this as a career oriented study, you should come out of the college oriented approaches and all that. Okay. Now you see what is the role of new. Now we are discussing mainly on this. New perform three jobs. First one is it allocates required amount of memory for the object, room object on the heap. Here, if you declare them as int and all that, 12 bytes memory, 1, 2, 3, because they assume that these are length, breadth and height. So, required amount of memory is allocated on the heap. That is the first duty of new. The second one is it calls the new calls the constructor method. This is a constructor. Constructor is nothing but a method. Why it calls? Then these are to be initialized. So new calls the corresponding constructor for getting the object initialized with the corresponding given values. The second one. Third one, now object is created. Now its a reference. Here we created a reference variable R1. So it's a reference. Just reference means you can imagine like address. Don't use word address. It is assigned to R1. Then this is created. Okay, this is like a paper part of the kite. This is the string you are tying up. Then you can handle it. Understand? So always remember new perform three jobs. First one is it get allocated required amount of memory for the object. Second one is it calls the constructor to initialize the instance variables of the object. Third one, it assigns the reference of the object to the corresponding reference variable. Three jobs it performs. Okay, second one, these square brackets. Actually, this is mainly used for creating arrays. Array in Java, array is an object, and in the similar manner, we create arrays. And see, I show you the syntax in a forthcoming chapter we discuss. Suppose this is the indication of array. This is you want to construct integer type array. So integer type array. This is the indication. Suppose its name is list. Okay, then new. Again, I told you for creating all objects, new is required. Thereafter, now what you are doing? How many ints you require? How much space you require? Now suppose 10. This is the way. Now here you are declaring, it indicates you are declaring integer type array. Integer type array. This is the indication, and this is the line, this is the reference variable, and this is the array. Now array, now you see 10 elements you want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 elements array. This is the real thing, and like this only. So for creating array, we have used square brackets. In the same manner, if you want to access elements also, now this is a list. Now list first element 0, last element list 9. Okay, in this manner for creating array and for accessing the individual elements of array, we use this operator. Okay, thereafter instance of, third one. Actually instance of is a Boolean operator, and it tests whether a particular reference is belong to the particular class or not. Now take the live example here. Now R1, in several contexts we have to check their compatibility. Instance of room. Now we see R1 instance of room, then this is true. this is true. So now the result is either true or false. Now R1 we declared. Suppose something S1, if it is not declared like this and all that, now false will come. S1 instance of room is false. In this case R1 we declared, R1 instance of room is true. Now the fourth special operator is dot operator. It is also called period operator. In Java, especially in object oriented programming, this is very frequently used, because if we have to create any expression by composing different types of elements, you can create. So for connecting them, for composing different elements, we use dot operator. Now I will give you a few examples. It connects packages and sub packages. Now you see, Java is the package, Lang is the sub package. Okay, Java is the main package, AWT sub package, event, and here you see R1. This is room. Room height. Suppose we are connecting static variable. Assume that height was declared as a static variable. Then we have to do this. If actually here I showed you instance variable, suppose assume that if it is declared as a static variable, then we connect it with the class name. Suppose instance variables. Now R1 dot length, R1 dot breadth. Next, instance methods. Now in this room class, assume that we declared calculate floor area method, or calculate 4 walls area method, So for instance object and instance method, okay, and connecting static methods with the class. Suppose already in some context I explained, this is the math class. Math class provides a static method, this, and math class provide a constant, static variable or static constant, that is pi. So see, in all contexts, by using dot operator, we are connecting, we are creating expressions and all that. So it is very frequently used operator. Next, the special operator, the last one, typecasting. Actually next topic we discuss typecasting and its a requirement. Now this is the way. In this we have to write a type. Okay, with an example, just a small example I am giving, and by that you can understand why typecasting is required. Suppose we are declaring int number of boys in a class or school, num girls. Obviously boys and girls means we declare them with a int type only, okay, but we require ratio. If you have to calculate int versus int, always you get int only. That means you cannot get accurate result. If you have to get accurate result and all that, what should you do? Float or ratio. Okay, then what we have to do? Now int, originally if you make int versus int, the result should be int. If you, that means the fractional part is truncated, but in this case you are expecting accurate result. Then num boys by num girls. So this is the way. Now by this you can expect, you are instructing system, I don't want int and I am expecting floating point accurate result. Then you are specially instructing compiler to do this. Then this is called typecasting. Now you see, only parenthesis I have written. In this, whatever type you require, that you have to write. This is called explicit type conversion or typecasting, in where it is required and all that. Just a simple example I have given. Where it is actually required, in the next topic I will explain in detail.